Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrell from DexTrader.com. Today is March 13th, 2018. This is your DexFX copy update. All right, everybody, let's get started. This concept of running a company with many different moving parts is very difficult. And in order to create transparency, I created these daily updates to be able to help the average person who's coming on board to understand what's going on. Now, since I started DexFXCopy.com, I have not missed an update. Until yesterday, apparently. I had made the update, I had rendered the update, and I had put the update into a YouTube channel. I just didn't put it in the right one. So I do apologize. I've been under the weather again the last couple of days, ever since the NFP on Friday, I think. And something has happened, and I'll give you the update here, and it's not as cheerful as I wanted to make it today, because I'm battling a few things here with the way that we're doing the fast forward and tracking trades. And the only problem that I'm having is finding the consistency. Remember the C in the equation here is finding the consistency that's leading us to our success together on the Max Prime. So here's what has happened. We went for a while, everything was going great with the Dex Grinch being on board. We had the Grinch activated. And the Grinch had run prior to about a month, and we had taken some assets, some pairs, and allowed that to trade on the Grinch. Well, overall, when the Grinch started to collapse, okay, because all bots do, okay, the algorithm changes or the market has a structure of news that sort of punches in its face and it can't seem to collapse. Now, will it return? We don't have enough information for that just yet. Remember, we back tested, but we didn't back test finitely to where we could see a chart on what months it did great and what months it did bad and so forth. As far as overall performance, it came out in the positive for the year or for the 2 years that we back tested. Now that we've been forward testing for almost 3 months, the Grinch has done a pretty good job. Let me get over to the Grinch. But as you can see, it has fallen below positive equity, which is this line right here. I don't like that because it shows that there is a structural collapse in the process of it working, which means that for this month, we're low. Now, for the year, we're still in the positive, but I don't like being below the positive equity curve right here on this Grinch. So as we had the Grinch on board the system for Max Prime, and it started to fail, I removed it and went to one of our other bots, which was the Simply Forex. And as you can kind of see, it followed the same structure. We had a couple very bad days. Now, when you have a couple bad days on a bot that only has a, let me get back over to my sheet here. When you have a couple of bad days on a bot that only has a loss factor of 1.3 or 1.3 lot or 1.3 pips or 13 pips, that's what it is, sorry, of 13 pips, or a win of 26 pips, when it goes bad for 3 and 4 in a row, you're going to lose 40 or 50, 60 pips. The Simply Forex process, okay, has a much higher loss rate and success rate. In some cases, depending on the asset, you can have a 50 pip win and even a 25 pip loss. There's even one bot where it's 120 on the win and minus 60. Again, in our value of 1 to 2. All right. So in this extension, when we switched over to Simply Forex, if Simply Forex has a bad day or a bad week or a bad couple of days, you get this loss factor. Okay, and that's what we've had. I can't explain to you any other way than we have to keep persevering and trying to find the best system for our program. The only way to do that is to keep chumming away at the process itself and at the same time testing other parameters for other systems. Our Vader bot is still above positive equity curve, above positive equity. But we don't know what we don't know yet. Seems to be doing pretty damn good. But the moment we get onto this one, will this one falter? And that's where most people, you have to kind of make that decision. We have to find out whether or not it's something that is going to look like that, if it's going to continue like that. We just don't know what we don't know. Now, if we go to the history of the Vader bot, we'll see that we have some mediocre wins, contained losses, and then every once in a while we'll have a huge loss. But on the other side of that token, we'll have some huge wins. And then there's some more losses. So the average process for Vader, if we go up to the information sheet, is that we're a little bit flipped at this time. Average win is 27 pips. Average loss is 49 pips. So we're actually flipped in the opposite direction, pretty close to the opposite direction of a 2 to 1. We risk 2 to make 1. Now you have to, if you have that, that would be okay, but you have to have a pretty damn good winning percentage. And by the looks of it, we seem to do pretty good with that. Now, we can isolate variables on that bot to only trade these particular ones. There's only one bot, the USDC AD, that's really still killing it. And that might be something we might look at as well, is that we only trade the Vader bot on the USDC AD. That could be a simple process. And if so, we increase the lot value there to make it more acceptable. So if it only trades a handful of times a month, 10 times a month, 20 times a month, we're trading at least on a variable that we have the consistency over the last month and a half that it's been running to keep that value there. And when it does trade, we just simply have a mini lot on it instead of a micro lot. Make sense? I sure hope so, because this right here is a concept that I'm really floating with. On Wednesday, this Wednesday, I'm putting this out there because I need it to be. On this coming Wednesday, the 15th of March, I want to have a meeting of the minds. This is a meeting of all of us DexFX copy people. And I'll have a time for it. It's going to be later in the evening on the East Coast time. If you can't make it, we're going to record it. But we're going to have this meeting, and it's going to be a webinar sort, but we're going to discuss this factor as a whole. Okay? In a live, open format. So I hope to see you there. This has been the daily update. Of course, with the Max Prime falling the way it has, we just had a win right there. Oh, wait, let me get to the history. There we go. Yeah. Whew. Euro JPY and the Audi JPY. It seems to be that the JPY on that Dex Grinch really takes us when we get a hit. It's usually because the JPY is advancing in a different direction. And I got to look back to see if this is a news hit. This is all from the 13th, all from this morning. So let me investigate this a little bit more and find out if this is something that's happened. If so, then I have to kind of make a continuation of my news bot that I used to have on and see if I can incorporate that into the Dex Grinch. If I can, then we might have a winner here. All right, I'm Max. This is Dex. I hope this finds you well. Again, I'm sorry for missing the daily update from yesterday. I'll make sure that it's put someplace, but I'm going to sort of graduate into that. Oh, I almost forgot. If you didn't see it yesterday, you're probably wondering, why are we on DexTrader.com and not DexFXCopy.com? Well, the main reason is that we're consolidating all of our systems into DexTrader.com. And pretty soon, you'll receive an email that will invite you to DexTrader to log in, and we're going to make your systems in there as well, and all your connections and your links and your training, everything will be in there. And then we're going to eventually, over the next week, move you into DexTrader.com, away from DexFXCopy.com. Not because I want to close DexFXCopy, it might still stay there, but I want to be able to have you be able to be in a chat room, have, just be able to be on one site. I'm basically consolidating for my own purposes, so I can track everything and everybody in the company instead of on 3 sites and in 3 chat rooms and on 3 troubleshootings and all that kind of stuff. And as the weeks go by and we make sure everything is perfect, then we might shut things down and redirect things back to DexTrader. But for right now, we're going to have this. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we will definitely be a better company for it. I'm Max Vero. This is DexTrader.com. And as always, trade well.